Okay, here it is. This is the road. Basically what you could see from my north and probably to my south, this is the Kenneth, the great road to Kenneth. This road, you could see, it goes off an embankment and there's two gullies. This is the road that would have went down to Piles Ford. Now, this road would have ran along the creek. A lot of times these roads, they weren't built up on the hills. It was difficult. They had to cut, and then today they cut into the bank, and then they cut across. It's like an L. They cut into the mountain. They couldn't have done that. It was a lot of work back then. What they did is they went into the lowlands. They went into the floodplain area to make their roads, just a little bit above the creek. They knew where the creek flooded, and they didn't want the road in that area. Now, what you see, I'm going to stand on one side of the road and I'm going to stand on the other side of the road to give you some aspect on how wide these roads were. This is a very, very interesting road because this is exactly what it looked like. Traffic would have stopped using this road probably around 1840 when the covered bridge was built. So this road is basically a very good representation of the area, what Washington and also the British had to pull their wagons on. Now I'm going to show you right now. This is the end of the road, right where I'm standing. Here's the end of the road on this side. This would be the middle. This would go to Piles Ford. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing that structures like this survive. Now they survive because people are down here. A lot of times what you see down here, how I came and traversed this area was a small deer path. They come down here, sometimes most likely to fish the Brandywine. They come down here to tube on the Brandywine. It's a very popular area. A lot of people walk here. They don't know what they're walking on. These are historic structures. This road would have continued along the present-day road where the covered bridge would have been. The road right now is about 25 yards to my west. That goes along, and that goes into Centerville, Delaware. Now, these roads would have been a direct route into Wilmington, Washington, after he went through Philadelphia to protect. He knew that the British were coming. He had to protect. He took his army, a lot of his aides de camp, a lot of his people wanted to go through Philadelphia. They wanted to rally. They would say, hey, we're here. We're going to protect your city. Washington went through. Now, there was an account during that time, it was probably around August 26th or August 25th, that Washington received the Betsy Ross flag. The flag, the Betsy Ross flag is the Stars and Stripes. It would have had 13 stars in a circle, and it would have had the stripes like we have today, for 13 stripes for 13 colonies. He received that flag on the march through Philadelphia. They think that that's what happened. He had that flag. The first time that flag was furled was in the Battle of Couch's Bridge in Delaware, the only battle that took place in Delaware. Now, that flag was also furled over at the Brandywine battlefield. That's where the first time the Stars and Stripes would have been flown also, most likely the second. But here we are. Washington's troops came down this road. It would have took them a while, 11,000 men on the march coming through this not defile, but basically this road would have took a while. So he was in the area early on. He protected this area. He looked at this area, and he also scouted this area out. He knew where the fords were. He talked to locals. His headquarters, a man there, was a very prominent businessman. He knew the fords. He knew the individuals. He owned sawmills. He owned grist mills in the area. So Washington had dinner with these people early on and got intelligence. They were not British loyalists. They were American loyalists. But what we see in back of me here is a road that Washington traversed, the Great Kenneth Road that went into the Chadds Ford area. He traversed this area probably September 2nd or 3rd in the early mornings of September 3rd, 1777.